and welcome. This is the Fo-Sung Elizabeth Cookye Show. I am the CEO and Mistress Secretary of Goddesses Incorporated and the ultimate anime mascot goddess, covering all things related to the Shoujo Senshi universe, women of fighting video games, and women of anime. Thank you and welcome for episode 5, season 3 of the F.E.C. show. Now, usually when I create these episodes, I look a lot more better than what I am right now, but as of this moment, I'm actually preparing for the Evolution Fighting Game Tournament, which is in 2 days from now. And so at the end of each month, as we all know, I release a new episode, but as of right now, I've been so busy with between this tournament and other things that I'm doing with my website that this episode, I just like to call it, I'm Keeping It Real. So this is how I look without makeup, and this is how I look like without even shaving. So, you know, I just got out the shower, and I did my hair, and I blew it out, and so this is more like Diana Ross now, right now, from the Mahogany movie. So with this episode, I have a lot to talk about, so much to the point that I actually had to write it all down on paper. So I'm going to briefly talk about my latest topics. So first things first, San Diego Comic Con. That was a week-long convention. It was actually last week, but it just ended a couple days ago. One of my biggest highlights that I'm going to talk about with San Diego Comic Con was that the last episode of Mortal Kombat Legacy was actually debuted there. Episode 9, Cyrax and Sector and Hydro. Hydro was a character from Malibu Comics back when Mortal Kombat released their manga back in the early 90s. He made an appearance there. He would be one of the test subjects to be mechanized by the Lin Kuei and fought both Cyrax and Sector together in hand-to-hand combat, but then of course lost. You can now view this episode at machinima.com, or you can actually go to YouTube and also view this as well. Last episode to MK Legacy, the Cyrax and Sector story, how they got mechanized and the plans of the Lin Kuei. Hopefully with all the success between the MK Legacy episodes that were only between 7 and 10 minutes long, with its gaining popularity and success, we hope to see this become eventually a movie or the rights to something much bigger in Hollywood. If this is so, I would like to see the same director, Taterion, in control of this, because it seems like he really knew what he was doing. He chose the right characters, the right people. I would change some things here or there with the whole series as a whole, but as a director, he knew what he was doing, so I give him his respect on that. At San Diego Comic Con, last episode debuted there, ended just a couple days ago. On that same note, NetherRealm Studios was also there, but there was another Mortal Kombat tournament held at a GameStop, which was sponsored by them. Don't know what the prizes were, but I know that they were hosting it themselves. In addition to hosting the tournament at San Diego Comic Con, they also revealed the 4th downloadable character, which was Freddy Krueger. I don't know what made them think that putting Freddy Krueger in MK was going to be exciting, but I wasn't really excited. But it seems as though online a lot of people are excited to see Freddy Krueger do like 23-hit combos with a one-glove claw. You can also find Freddy Krueger's combo videos online, as instead of him bringing Nightmare to Elm Street, he's now bringing Nightmare to the Mortal Kombat tournament. Yes, it's kind of funny. Okay, with that said, the next of my hot topics right now is also a tournament at Evolution. Evolution, as we all know, is the biggest fighting game tournament in the world that is held every year around this time at the end of July in Las Vegas, Nevada. I will be going there representing Mortal Kombat 9. I just recently printed off my pool listing off the site, and I am ready. Even though competing in this tournament and fighting with all my heart with my character Katana by my side It's not one of my main goals to win, but hopefully to get further enough in the tournament bracket to where I can get an interview and be on live stream. It's been my dream just to be interviewed by NetherRealm Studios or by G4 TV to tell them what I do as a person, as a face for the anime world and as a face for the video game world, as a performing artist, and as the anime mascot goddess, the person who does this stuff from video games in real life. Hopefully shooting for a chance to get mocap work. I'll leave first, second, and third place in whatever place to Justin Wong and the rest of those people who make their video games their career as tournament players. My career is really as a performing artist. I am the person who does the moves in real life, and hopefully being there at the tournament, I will be able to convey this in front of many of the video gaming companies as I go dressed up not only as Chun-Li but also as MK2 version of Katana, in which I spent a pretty good amount of money having that sleeveless turtleneck leotard customly made for my body. So be prepared to see that as I walk out there as a walking billboard. I will be the walking closet of Narnia. All right, so let's get on with it. On to the anime review. So I'm going to hit you up this time with two different reviews, one new school, one old school. The new school anime that I just got into, of course, is Shoujo, or Shoujo, however you want to call it. The name of the anime is called Skip Beat. You can find this on Crunchyroll.com. It is about a female who is destined or had a prearranged marriage to marry this guy who is the son of a wealthy owner of hotels. But his dream is not to become the next heir, as his father has owned all these hotels and inns in the countryside of Japan. He wants to become a pop singer and does so by going to Tokyo. But because there's this one girl who was raised to do anything and everything for him, her name is Kyoko, by the way, she travels with him to Tokyo, gets two part-time jobs to pay for all his living expenses, hoping that one day she can become married to him. He becomes really famous, or sub-famous, as he's trying to become number one, but is famous enough to where everyone knows him in Japan. But then one day she is actually sent on a delivery from one of her part-time jobs to send him food, only to find out that, in a secret conversation that he was having with one of his managers, he was actually only using Kyoko as a scapegoat, as a way to pay for all his living expenses, because he feels that she's gullible enough to do anything and everything for him. And so thus starts the revenge of this girl named Kyoko, who is now going to stop at nothing to become famous in showbiz, to show this man that she has what it takes to not only outdo everything that he does, but to also get her payback for all the years of cruel tutelage that he had put her through economically, all for the name of love. So when I saw this anime, I thought, wow, this is so Ron Kotobuki Super Gals, with a slice of just Ron herself, and forgetting about Miyu and the rest of the other characters. It's been a long time since I really got into a really good shoujo anime, and I'm even still currently watching it. I'm like on episode 10 right now. As she goes along, you really get a sense of the Japanese showbiz. A lot of haters and a lot of jealous people, and people really bent on trying to destroy you no matter how nice you are. And this girl seems to not only push forward and persevere in her convictions to not only wanting to be good at what she does, but also to give a life lesson to this man who she really loved, who only was really using her. I'm not revealing the name of this man because I want everybody who is into shoujo anime to really look this up online and get a sense of what this is about. Really good anime. I'm up to episode 10. I'm still currently watching it right now, but I wanted to just put this out there. The name of the anime is called Skip Beat. Go check that out. Really listen to the opening and the ending theme songs. It were done very well. I don't talk about music too much these days with the new school anime using cel-shaded animation, because it seems like there's been a drought of good anime music. But man, that ending theme song, this is the first time I like the ending theme more than the opening theme to an anime in a really, really long time. That ending theme song is so good. Skip Beat, check that out, Crunchyroll.com. So now I'm going to take us back to the early 90s. I'm not going to talk too much about this anime. I'm just going to go do a quick review of it because I'm rediscovering it all over again when I finally got my hands on the opening and ending themes. As we all know, Kanai Mika, as well as Megumi Hayashibara and Masumi Okui, would be considered the princesses of anime music. You know, they were like the harem of like releasing some of the best shoujo and bishoujo anime music back in the early 90s and still continuing up today to do their singing. Sometimes I get depressed because even though when they do anthology collections, they forget to put a lot of their old anime music on those anthologies. And I rediscovered this with Kanai Mika, who did the opening and ending themes to the anime I'm about to talk about right now, Bem Hunter Lime, also known as Bem Hunter Lime. It was an anime that only streamed for 3 episodes. It was an OVA about female Lime, who was the jewel hunter and the guardian of these jewels in the treasure chest that this other interstellar dimension was trying to steal. What happened was she was chasing after this demon who had stole the jewels inside of this treasure chest, and upon pursuing him and getting into an air battle with him, the jewels fall out of the chest and onto planet Earth, scattered about. Something similar to Inuyasha and the crystal, and how it shattered and spread across the land. Something similar like that, except there was only really, if I'm right, 6 to 9 jewels in that one box. So we would have thought that the anime spanned for about 9 to 10 episodes, but due to budget constraints, it only ran for 3 episodes. However, the anime became so popular, even though it was incomplete, that it would continue on to various video gaming, not only for the Sega Saturn, but also for PlayStation, as well as other productivity such as music and other video gaming. I'm actually have some stuff right here that I'm going to show you. So, as we can see right here, this is the actual anime right here. This is the American release of it right here. I have the Hong Kong release on VCDs as well, that were licensed by Pop and N Entertainment and Asia Video Limited in China. American release of Bem Hunter Lime, only 3 episodes OVA. And the PlayStation game right here, which I got on sale for $15 at one point. This is Special Collection Volume number 2, so that means there's more to this collection. I'm actually missing Volume 1. As well as some of the soundtracks that I got my hands on, which was, these are 2 of the PlayStation soundtracks right here. Let's see, PlayStation opening called Follow Me, shoot, which is funny. I've been following this bitch for so long. It took me so long to get her music. The irony. Here's special collection soundtrack to the PlayStation game. And another one. This right here is the image soundtrack. There's a bunch of images. This is all of her images, I guess, to the video game that was on Sega Saturn, which finishes off the series. So it's funny, you have to start the series with the 3-episode anime OVA and then finish it off on Sega Saturn through a video game with the images. Now to the highlight of this anime. Personally, when I collect a lot of old school anime, I really go all out to try to get everything that I can get, especially the music. You can always find the anime, but you can never really find the music. And for the longest of time, I was really looking for the opening and ending theme to Bem Hunter Lime's 3-episode OVA, which is opening the proportion of life, or proportion of heart, sorry. Proportion of heart. And then the ending theme, which is Sweet Sunday, or Sweet Exquisite Sunday. You know, like I said before in my previous episode, I believe it was season 1, where I talked about how to find what you want in the anime world. Once again, I went to Amazon.co.jp to get my hands on the single. which is nothing but Kanai Mika, which actually gave me not only the opening and ending themes, but also the karaoke versions of the opening and ending themes, which the CD is about this small, you know, which was very much worth it. As most people in Japan have a lot of what I can find and a lot of what everybody else likes to find in the anime world in terms of music and drama CDs and video games, a lot of them do not want to do business internationally. And so I really was fighting and fighting and fighting to get my hands on that. It was just luck of the draw that I finally found somebody that was willing to do business internationally with America, mainly because I guess they just wasn't making any money on it. They had it for so long and nobody in Japan, I guess, wanted it. So they said, well, let me see if anybody wanted it. And I guess fate dealt me the right tarot cards. It was meant for me. And so now Bem Hunter Lime, after long-awaited search, the opening and ending themes by Kanai Mika, not even on her anthology soundtracks, is finally a part of my anime music anime census, the Great Goddess Music Collection. Please feel free to check the opening theme song online on YouTube as I uploaded it to the world of the beast shoujo. Anybody into shoujo anime, discover this anime. It's a jewel, it's a gem, it's a classic. And so on to the life lesson of reality. You know, as I play video games all the time, I like to get my inspirations from quotes, from fighting video games, as well as from history books or anything that triggers a past experience or memory. Today's life lesson of reality is peace is not a gift, it's a responsibility. How did I come to that? Well, one day I was playing Third Strike and I really wasn't on my A game. I guess I was tired, but I was playing it anyway. And usually I would get through the entire arcade portion without losing once, but I got to Gil, wasn't really paying attention, and got beat up. And then one of Gil's famous quotes is, "Immortality is not a gift, it's a responsibility." And I was like, you know, I really had to think about that for a minute. And I don't know, something clicked in the back of my mind. And I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to borrow that. And so I just changed it around. And I changed it to peace is not a gift, it's a responsibility. Why is this so? Well, think about it. How we govern our lives will determine how well we can attain success. Do not become a victim of circumstance. It's something that I've been talking about for a very long time. If we learn how to control the self and what we do not have to worry so much about what others do to us. Even though we live in a society that never really focuses on the person with the lighter fluid and the match who starts the fire, we like to focus on the person that reacts to the fire. So, being this the case, since we live in the 3D world and most people are incapable of using their mind to go and look and evaluate the situation as a whole, we must be the higher person on the receiving end of the bad stick on learning how to control the outcome. Once you learn to govern the self and control the outcome, we then create harmony within our lives. Here is a good example. One day I was coming home. And I was coming from the grocery store, and I had a bunch of these packages. Well, here I am carrying this stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to my apartment door, about to get in. Really, I wasn't in the mood to see my neighbor. And then my neighbor said something like, "God, you are so thin. You need to eat more because you look like a bag of bones." Now, in my right mind, really, I wanted to get ghetto and be like, who the do you think you are? You know what I'm saying? You don't even know me. You don't even know me. Why would you even come out your face like that? I come, I mind my business, I go in and out, I do me. I do me, you do you. Let's keep the peace. Who are you to come out your mouth with a statement like that? And so, in life, you will find people that will come out their face mad sideways when they don't even know who you are. And the unfortunate part is, that's what I call the person with the lighter fluid and the match who's starting the fire. And here we are, if we defend ourselves, and the rest of the world want to look at us like we're crazy. And that's when I come up with self-governance. So I took the higher road, and by taking the higher road, I shut him down with silence. I said nothing. And basically I gave him a smile, and I said, well, you know what, I guess then you're going to have to make me something to eat then so I could gain some more weight. But in the back of my mind, I was like, you know what? At this time, look who's talking, and you're basically 400 pounds. Had you looked in the mirror lately? You telling me I'm thin, and I need to eat, but here you is. You have to maneuver through a doorway because you're 400 to 500 pounds. You and your wife. Go fig, right? So, peace is not a gift, it's a responsibility. I'm just using that as an example of when we come upon a situation that seems mad sideways, you be the person to control the outcome. Stop the negativity with you. Do not let it travel past you. And you do that by shutting it down with silence. And you do that by just giving a gentle smile, give them the Buddha face, and continue moving on and say, let that person believe that they are in control of the situation. And then by silence, you never know who's around. That person or anyone else who's around could have heard what that person did to you. And by that, they're like, wait a minute, that wasn't right. But if we're frailing about waving our arms, getting ghetto, or going about, the person that started the ignition in you, then everything turns to you, and everybody's looking at you like you're the crazy one, even though you didn't even start the fight. So remember, self-governance. You are in control of the outcome, and by doing that, you can control the situation of person, places, or things. Self-governance. Peace is not a gift. It is a responsibility. And by doing that, you can also control all the other stuff in your life, what you say to people, what not to say to people, so on and so forth. Just being a fly on the wall and drifting in the sands through time. Say Cookie! And can't wait to see all of y'all at EVO. Now I'm going to go flat iron my hair. Look like a scarecrow right now.